Good morning, physicists. Here's a little review on how you are going to measure your currents and your voltages of your circuits. So first off, you want to make sure you have a circuit that's working. Okay, so for now, this example, I have 2 light bulbs in series, right? One big loop around. So to measure, remember, you'll need to use your sensor itself and the SparkLink Air. This goes off to your Chromebook. To turn this on the back, you'll see this button. You're going to hold it until you see pretty lights. Oop, there they go. So we know it's on, okay? And it may be blinking red, and that's fine, okay? So on the sensor itself, there are 2 sections, right? Here is the voltage, your voltmeter. In my weird example, I say this is kind of like the hair, right? These 2 wires coming out, those are the hairs, and then these kind of look like eyeballs. These eyes are your ammeter, or it's going to read your current. Voltmeters is going to be easier, so I would say start with this. So again, our circuit is working, okay? To measure the voltage, I'm going to grab these 2 hairs, these 2 wires here, and this is going to be hard holding, okay? Circuit's on, it's all good. Remember, voltmeters, they're set up in parallel, so I'm just going to leave the circuit as it is, but I'm going to bring these 2 hair wires on either side of what I'm measuring. So if I want to measure the battery, one of those hairs comes here. The other hair goes on the opposite side. Okay, I look on my Chromebook, whatever voltage I see, it should be close to 6 volts in my case, right? On your VIR table, that's voltage of the battery, that's going to go here. We write down our number, okay? So that's it for the battery. Then I'm going to just simply dislocate those 2 hair wires. Circuit's still working, but I'm now going to bring those 2 wires around resistor 1. Okay, again, leaving it all plugged in. I'm going to attach so it's touching one side, and then the other wire is touching the other. Okay, I look on my computer, I read the voltage of this resistor. You can call this resistor 1 if you want. So that's voltage of resistor 1. Boom. Repeat for the 3rd one, or your 2nd one. Okay, so I simply remove, again, around one side. They touch, you get your reading. All right, that is for voltages. And those are the 2 wires coming from the top. So I'm going to set those aside. I'm done with those. Now I will show you the currents. So these are kind of like your eyeballs. You should have 2 other wires. They're going to plug into the eye. Eyeball. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, so now this ammeter, what reads the current, this has to be set up in series, meaning if I want to find the current of this battery, I'm going to have to disconnect what's working, right? So let me go off of the negative side, right? Electrons leave the battery. Let me disconnect here. Oh, my light stopped working, and that is okay. Now, I'm going to reconnect with these 2 eyeball wires. So I'm going to grab one of them. I'm going to connect to one of these sides. You know, it's not going to work well. I'm one-handed here. Okay. The other wire is going to connect to the opposite side. Now, when I do this, now it's not going to work well. Here we go. If they're touching, the current should turn back on. Right, so again, one of the eyeball wires is coming to one side of the connection. The other wire is going here. And we know it's working because, well, it's not, when the light bulbs turn back on. Okay, so this is for the current. I look on my laptop, I get that current. That is the current coming from the battery. Okay, so current of the battery, boom, would go here. All right, now I'm done with the battery. So I will disconnect my ammeter. Okay, reconnect your circuit. So again, it's working as it was. But now I want to read the current after one of my resistors. So again, I will disconnect in one location. Okay, it stopped working and that's fine. I'm going to use the eyeball wires to reconnect to these 2 ends. So one of the eyeball wires is going to go here. The other eyeball is going to reconnect over here. And when I do that, light bulbs are back on. I'm now reading the current right after resistor 1, get my reading, current, resistor 1 goes here. You'll repeat, disconnect after the other resistor, get your values here. So you have all your voltages, all your currents. Now you can use Ohm's law to find your resistance.